Hi, and welcome to another week of dinners. Today is Tuesday. We just had leftover chicken last night. So tonight we are having potato soup for dinner. I have about 2.5 pounds of potatoes peeled and diced in my crock pot. Going to add in my garlic powder, parsley. I have thyme and oregano and some pepper in here, and the measurements will be down in the description in the recipe. I'm just going to sprinkle those in there. I'm going to cook it on high for 6 hours. Potatoes are done cooking. They've cooked for 6 hours. Just going to stir them around a little bit and mash them up. Okay, I just have a cup of milk with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and just mixed it up, and we're going to pour it in the soup. This will help to thicken up the soup. Okay, I have 4 ounces of cream cheese that I put in the microwave for just a few seconds to soften it up a bit. I cut it into chunks, and I'm just going to spread them out in the crock pot. Now we're going to put the lid back on, and we are going to let it cook on high for about 20 to 30 minutes. Let the soup thicken up and let the cream cheese melt. Okay, our potato soup has cooked for 30 minutes, so I'm just going to mash some of the big potatoes up with my potato masher. I like my potato soup to be more on the creamy side than the chunky side. I have a cup of cheddar cheese already grated, and I'm just going to sprinkle that in there. I'm just going to stir it up. And we're just going to let that sit for about 5 minutes for the cheese to melt. Okay, our potato soup is done. All the cheese is melted. So now we are going to boil it up. Oh, there is our soup. I just added some bacon crumbles to the top, and then we're going to pair it with a side of buttered sourdough bread. It is Thursday night, and for dinner tonight we are having chicken cordon bleu casserole. So I have 4 chicken breasts, diced in chunks, and I sprinkled some pepper in there. You don't have to dice up your chicken, but I decided to. Okay, I am using this Oscar Mayer smoked ham, uncured smoked ham, and some baby Swiss. And we're just going to layer the ham and the cheese. I have 1 sleeve of Ritz crackers crushed up. I'm just going to sprinkle those on the top. The recipe does call for Parmesan cheese with your Ritz crackers, but I am all out at the moment, so we are not putting that in there, obviously. Okay, I melted up 3 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to pour it over the cracker crust. I know this is going to go in the oven, in a 350-degree oven, and bake for 30 to 35 minutes. Okay, our chicken cordon bleu casserole is done baking. I actually ended up cooking it for 35 minutes, so now it is cooling. Okay, now we are going to make the sauce for our casserole. I'm just going to melt some butter. I have 3 tablespoons of butter. Just going to melt it. Okay, my butter is melted, so I'm going to whisk in 3 tablespoons flour. I'm going to add in half a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. A teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. And there is our dinner all plated up.